2 days in a row. Live demos. Take that, demo gods. I hope I'm not jinxing you, Pedro. But our next in our series of lightning demos for VMware migration is one from Red Hat by Pedro.
One, two, three. So hi, everyone. My name is Pedro. I'm product manager of Red Hat HPBU business unit, so our hybrid platform business unit. And today I have one of the engineers, Matthew, with me. Matthew, you want to say something?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so my name is Mathieu. I'm working for Red Hat. I'm a principal software engineer, and so later today I have a talk about OS Migrate and the migration toolkit for VMware. But yeah, today I'm here with Pedro for this demo.
Thank you. So today I'm excited to announce the Red Hat OpenStack VMware migration toolkit. The core of the toolkit is an Ansible collection, so it integrates with Ansible automation platform. The Red Hat automation platform, AAP, it's the unified enterprise-supported solution designed to implement and to scale strategic automation across your entire organization. When we talk about large-scale migrations from VMware to Red Hat OpenStack, consistency and orchestration are everything. This is where AAP really shines. Using job workflows that I will show you in a moment, we can break down what will be complex multi-stage process into clear automated sequence of tasks, each with full visibility and control. For example, we can automate the entire flow from preparing the OpenStack environment, configuring the networking between the VMware and OpenStack sites, to performing live data synchronization and validation that, most of our customers say, all right, I have pre-task and post-tasks that has to be performed during the migration, so this is where AAP brings a lot of value. So each stage is modular, is reusable, which means we can easily adapt to different customer environments or migration phases. Your workflows also bring orchestration logic into play. Let us define dependencies, error handling, and parallel executions as well. So even if something fails, we can recover gracefully without manual intervention. In essence, AAP turns what it could be a fragile manual process into a robust, repeatable pipeline that accelerates migrations and reduces risk. Let me show you. All right, let me see. Maybe it's better if I just clone my, because I see my screen there, but you can see it bigger, but I cannot see it. I'm going to try. All right, this is AAP, right? So the way I'm going to, so first some words, like VMware, so the automation, the migration toolkit is based on the upstream project VMware toolkit. It's the one that you saw yesterday next to Sumaya, right? Delivered by Eric. So the way that we scale the Ansible collection is via AAP, right? I'm going to show you how that will work. I'm going to try to see it from there. Okay, do I have connection? No, I don't have connection. That's the first thing I should check.
Yeah. Cloner l'écran, je sais pas. Ouais. Si tu zoomes.
Hey, Ken, Rackspace to the rescue.
Go to your settings.
Each place?
Yeah. Click on the VS out. Click on extended display and control display.
There we go.
Thank you. Thank you, Rackspace. Fanatic support, right?
This is open source. Done with community collaboration.
Cool. Now I can see my screen, right? Second, can you place my mouse? C'est trop petit pour voir this one. I'm using my 5G connection, and the Wi-Fi was not working, so it's going to take a little bit more longer to roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using my 5G from my mobile. Couldn't make it work. All right, so let's create this job for launching the migration, right? So the way we do it, we create a workflow job template. Just do it demo. And in a workflow, we have different steps, right? For example, the first step, that would be a pre-migration task, right? That could be, we have some customers saying, hey, I would like to gather some information from vCloud Director, inject the metadata, any business logic that some of the migrations could happen, and it's really difficult to map it to anything around OpenStack, but it's any pre-migration task that you could imagine. We could create a first step, right? From this step, we could select another job template that is the real migration. This is where we call the Ansible collection that we have certified with the Ansible content team, and it's based on the upstream VMware migration toolkit. Going to the next step is I have another job template is for floating attachment as well. That's something happening at the end of the migration. I'm resetting the view because I have another step. And this is something typically happens after migrating. Hold on a second. Going to zoom it here. These three buttons here has playing with me. And then any post-migration validations, right? It could be something that some of the customers say, right, I migrated my workload, right? But I want them to check some checks at the end if migration is successfully done. This is just an example, right? So this will be my workflow, right? In the center of the workflow is where VMware to OpenStack migration happens. Going to save my workload, and then I will launch my workflow. If I zoom in, this is where we will have the primary migration task. It's just an example. It's for demo purposes, and then where my migration will happen. Right, so while my migration is happening, I'm going to go back to my presentation, and I will go later to check home my migration progression. Right, some of the, as I said before, the core of this solution is based on an Ansible collection, and some of the features that we see here, we have discovery mode, typically something that we're going to pull out some information from the center, MAC addresses, NIC, multi-NIC, that the VM could have, multiple disks and so on and so on. So this happens in the discovery mode. This is what currently happening at the moment. Then all the features that we support is obviously, typically you want to export and import the MAC addresses from your NICs so that once it's migrated, the connection is recovered. So that's something we support as well. Then also we support what we call flavor mapping and creation. So this is really, converting CPU, virtual CPU, RAM, and so on resources into the OpenStack world via flavor mapping. Another feature that it's important is world migration. This is where we connect to NVDKit and we synchronize the changes of the block via CVT. I mentioned multi-disk NICs migration, AAP integration, that's what you are showing in the demo, and support of different OSs. Everything what is supported by V2V, we support it via the tooling. All right, if we go deeper where the process, what the process look like, we are first going to, one of the prerequisites is to use a conversion host. A conversion host is a VM tool, it's a tool helper that is pre-deployed into the RHOSO. We have also playbooks that deploys that conversion host. That's what you can imagine as a pre-task that you could be doing before going into the conversion. Then I will show you later all the different variables that we could feed into one of the jobs that you saw before, provider credentials, the list of the VMs, and all the flags that you might need it. Then the step number 5, this is where the discovery mode is happening, so gathering all the information needed by the tooling to use it in the later stage when we will create in the VM. And here you have an example of what the tool is doing when checking with the MBD kit, so the vCenter to gather the information, to go to the disk. But first, what we do is we snapshot the VM on vCenter, and we create a Cinder volume and attach it to the conversion host. Because on the step number 7, we will start the migrations. So typically, we have a very long DS disk, like 1 tera or 2 terabytes. It's going to take a couple of hours or minutes, depending on your storage solution or your bandwidth, and so on and so on. So this is where MBD kit and CVT enters into play. Here in this example, I have an example where the toolkit check the CVT ID, and this is the one started with 52. And after the migration happens, that the long migration happens, what the tool will do is to check the MBD kit server again, and here you see that the CVT ID is now 99, so that's a deviation has happened. So what we will have is just synchronize in the takeover phase just the delta of the 2 states. So it will just synchronize what is missing, what happened during the long migration that I was talking before. So only will synchronize that, and then it will detach from the conversion host. It will create a new machine, and will finally attach the Cinder volume, and it will power on the VM. This is what happens during the process. So let's go back to the Ansible automation platform. I can go deeper into what's happening during migration. And here is where the migration, you're seeing it, right? This is where it's checking with the MBD kit server and running v2v. We can even go deeper and check the logs from the conversion host, where you will see all the different workflows happening. Before, we can see all the process I was talking before, gathering all the migration, importing the flavors, because typically, your operators already been having a standard flavors, but the tool also can check if there is no target flavor, it will create for you so that the migration is successfully done. And then, we can see here that's what is still running from the source target, but the migration is going to take still a couple of minutes. Let me check where we are in terms of running. It's running 5 minutes, it's running, so it typically takes another 5 minutes. Right, so this is how typically the migration enters into the whole automation AAP migration story. We have the first phase, so the starting phase is what we call a virtual virtual migration assessment. Is that where typically we work together with Red Hat services or with system integrations with the customer to identify and discover what's the existing state of your vCenter cluster, right? Here we can leverage all the Ansible collections from the Ansible ecosystem to analyze, for example, what's your switch connection, right? What's the currently ports of the VM are currently connected to. So there are plenty of plugins that are currently available, and we can leverage those in this phase. On the center phase, migration is where I showed you before, right? That's where our toolkit is going to be applied typically in a workflow with any other integrations. And we also can leverage all the integrations like ServiceNow with ATCM systems. For example, ServiceNow to create tickets that's already coming for free when using AAP, or consuming and reacting with other events like Kafka, Prometheus, Dynatrace This is to leverage the power of a typical enterprise solution in your customers, right? And finally, the steady state is where the migration has happened, but we still have day 2 operations, any ongoing managements that we can leverage the OpenStack APIs via the OpenStack Ansible collection, while we could patch, we can use Watcher to do any other workload optimization. So here is where we still leverage the powerful of the AAP to do any remaining day 2 operations after the migration. Let me check where we are. On the demo, still running the migration. Any questions so far?
What's the pricing of the tool?
Pricing, right? So the Ansible automation platform, it has subscription, right? So it's a subscription base. This is the power of Red Hat. Yeah, so it's really depending of your. This is a commercial discussion, right? So this you should be checking with your local account representative to see where we are in terms of. I mean, you're already running Ansible automation platform. This is coming for free, so you can leverage what you are already running on AAP. But you are someone new coming to us. Yeah, I don't remember by the top of my head what's the really cost, but it's really depending on how many nodes you plan to automate, and if you have any other automation journey in place, that's definitely something to explore. Any more questions? You can also check in vCenter. This is the VM that I'm currently migrating, still power on. I have enabled what we call the cutover. So normally at the end of the migration, the toolkit will be powering on off the VM. But this is optional, right? You can do the power off or power on to the flipping by yourself manually. We have some customers that they want to control that phase. But for the demo purposes, I have this enabled. So this is still running. Let me check also, this is the WRF migration is happening. Normally it should be almost done. This is what's from my previous testing. Normally runs around 10 minutes, 11 minutes. So that must be almost there. So we are planning to make it GA in November timeframe. So what we currently check is the upstream documentation. That's where we are currently working with technical writers to make it downstream version. But the upstream documentation, you're currently working right on make it happen.
Yeah. Currently, like if you want to get all the information, you can get into our GitHub repo, and then we are trying to cover everything into our README, and for now this is an upstream documentation. So
you can also come tomorrow as well, because we have hands-on lab. Well, you will do what I did today in your own pace. So we have a lab tomorrow plan. I have 90 labs deployed, and you can come and play with the technology by yourself, and you will do it at your own pace. Yeah, that's correct. If I check here, normally on this VM, what the tool will be doing is capturing all the information from the NIC. This MAC that you see here, when the process will finish, I can show you. still not created the port. But what we will do, the tool is get that information that from this NIC, this MAC, and we'll create a network, a neutron port on destination. Yeah, if you want, I mean, automatically will be powering off if you have the flag enabled. If you don't, if you want to do it by yourself, you have the control of do it yourself. So okay, there's already a power off here, so that must be done. Yeah, that's finished. So normally this should be already. Yeah, you got it. Migration successful.
One last question. Ansible is very good at automation. How can you parallel that? You've got a lot of VMs of thousands of VMs.
So you want to talk about the performance and scale test that we done?
Yeah, well, I just want to say that you have to come in 2 hours, and I will talk about that. But yeah, we are doing parallelization of the migration, so we are able to scale quite largely the migration. So yeah, I will show more later, but we are able to duplicate and scale like this. And just about for the network, your question about the network, we also have a mechanism to map the VM, the vCenter network to the OpenStack one. So, for example, if you want to get your virtual machine moving to a specific network already created in the OpenStack, so you can associate this specific network to the one on the other side. So, yeah. Good question. VNF. Ouais. Ok, ça je fais. Ouais. Thank you.
Thank you.